Ukraine asked tech leaders in the world to help in the fight against Russia in the virtual world. Hello, and welcome to the channel, Technology Talk. According to Vice Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov, Ukraine will form an army of tech leaders of the world to combat Russian cyber attacks. This is in retaliation to the war. Let's have a look at the real story here. Keep watching the video to find out all about it. In a tweet, Vice Prime Minister Fedorov remarked that they are establishing an IT army against Russia. The tweet was linked to a Telegram channel that released a list of significant Russian websites. He further added that everyone would be given a task. For example, they continue to fight on the cyber front, and the first task is on the Cyber Specialist channel. The Telegram channel identified the websites of 31 significant Russian companies and government agencies, including energy behemoth Gazprom, ELGZIMM, Russia's second-largest oil company Lukoil, 3 banks, and a few government websites were also mentioned there. Ukraine has formed a hacker underground. The hacker's job is to help secure critical infrastructure and undertake cyber surveillance missions against Russian troops. This was stated by Reuters. Malicious data wiping software was spotted circulating in Ukraine last week. It affected hundreds of PCs. This was established by analysts at the cybersecurity firm ESET. Suspicion fell on Russia automatically. Russia has been accused of hacking Ukraine and other countries on several occasions. In addition, Russian hackers often victimize government entities and financial institutions. Russian military hackers were behind a wave of DDoS attacks. It happened last week. It very conveniently took down Ukrainian banking and government websites before the Russian invasion. This was reported by Britain and the United States. Although Russia has refuted the charges, Ukraine isn't stepping down on its plan to make an IT army. State-owned Russian media channels are restricted to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It is also ahead of a possible European Union ban. There have been efforts made to curb propaganda during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. After a formal proposal, the EU announced a moratorium on Sunday. All the countries are expected to sign off on it as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Alphabet, Facebook, Meta Platforms Incorporated, and ByteDance Limited, the owners of YouTube and Facebook, have already limited access to Sputnik and Russia Today accounts in the EU. In a tweet, Meta's president of global relations, Nick Clegg, said that they had received requests from several governments and the EU to take extra actions about Russian state-owned media. He said they would be restricting access to RT and Sputnik across the EU at this time, due to the unusual nature of the current situation. He further added they would continue to engage closely with governments on this topic. YouTube previously blocked adverts on the content. YouTube stated on Tuesday morning that it would also prohibit videos on the platform. The prohibition will begin with immediate effect. However, it will take time for their systems to scale up properly. It was reported by the YouTube Corporation. Snapchat's parent company, Snap Inc., announced that it had halted all advertising in Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. The company stated that all advertising sales to Russian and Belarusian firms had been halted, and they are complying with all sanctions targeting Russian businesses and persons. They further added they don't take money from Russian state-owned companies. On Tuesday, the streaming video platform, Roku Inc. announced that it was removing RT from its channel store globally. It also includes the United States. Satellite provider DirecTV announced a similar move earlier in the day. Russia's invasion of Ukraine began on Thursday. As a result, an increasing number of governments have asked significant technology corporations to decrease or restrict their services in Russia. On Sunday, Poland and the Baltic republics urged big tech firms to stand against Russia. After Thierry Breton, the EU's Internal Market Commissioner, stated that the EU's prohibition on state-backed media would cover broadcasting or platforms disseminating RT and Sputnik information. As a result, companies will be obliged to take down the content shortly. Poland and the Baltic republics urged big tech companies to take a stand against Russia by deactivating accounts belonging to Russian and Belarusian governments and leaders. This took place on Sunday. Cooter Inc. added warnings to links from Russian official media as government pressure increased. Microsoft also stated that it would take measures to limit user exposure to Russian propaganda, particularly on MSN.com. The firm stated that they're deleting RT News apps from their Windows App Store. They also started ranking the site search results on Bing. They did it only to return RT and Sputnik links when a user explicitly wishes to connect to those websites. They further added that the corporation would also ban ads from RT and Sputnik. What are your thoughts on Ukraine's new idea of fighting back with Russia with their IT army? Will this help them weaken the Russian government? That's all for today. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to our channel for more.